Electoral Commission.
Yeah.
I think
Obi sent a message said she doesn't know why they haven't sacked the woman. They haven't sacked her, but they will sack her. Why? Don't worry.
So of course.
They kind of men cast. All these things are happening because we live in a country where people don't take responsibility for their actions. Because in any serious democratic dispensation, these jokers sitting at electoral commission will not be parading themselves, masquerading around the streets of this country, calling themselves commissioners. Because for me, all of them have crossed their Rubicon. Rubicon also not cross.
You will tree speaking.
They say cross Rubicon, and there is no way over back. So they are done. Their positions have become untenable.
I see.
And because those of incompetence as Akufo a display Kroma and Ghana for na democracy mature to a certain level. I'm telling you, Ghana and Sudan can no difference be any. Ghana ne Cote d'Ivoire na omuku omo difference be any. But Ghana for na etoda, despite the political differences in for no, we still value yankasa ye hon kwan fa so ye nema. Is the reason why we are here.
Yeah.
Electoral Commission, you see, people are talking about rerun. People are talking about polling station, recount, and then as for the major part of it, where the Electoral Commission will take responsibility for what they have done. No, because Sadana, Mrs. Taisi, can so go back to 2020 elections. Go and look at series of mistakes. Basic mistake. Electoral commissioners. They never, nobody penalized them for any of them. Fast forward 2024 elections. You declare election, we know electoral commission across the ballot box about cry. Now the soldier for and declare. So there were sheer contradictions from almost all the declaration of Moye at the constituency, which the law says it must be done and declared at the constituency. No? The electoral commission came to Accra, violated the laws of electoral process, then redeclared different people as at the time, I was expecting that somebody would challenge the competence of these jokers sitting there as commissioners. But nobody questioned, you understand? The last time I catch Donald Trump, Abra and Kwaku assassination, the head of Secret Service, Kimberly Chittle, not only close to baby, it happened yet, but because the ultimate responsibility rested with the head, she appeared before Senate. And to the extent the woman had no other option than to tender in her resignation to the president or resign. That is where people take ultimate responsibility. We sat in this country, this Mensa woman, through a letter, could try a significant part of voter region from a constituency. These people sat there for 4 good years without a representation. And settled this particular injustice that was done. For 4 good years. They got away with it, and for the political class, it was normal because at the time, a favor amount for and the electoral commission, Bossman Asare Kwatina Parliament, Kachire, we are seeing they had 3 areas. Omukwako Kanto left your declare results. Don't forget the results had already been declared. And the electoral commission now and the same commission is catching and say, run our 12 polling, 19 polling stations. Are these people not jokers? Are these people not jokers? And these jokers should not be given power to be toying with state institutions like the electoral commission. Because my catcher says, you see, when you look around Africa, there are a lot of graveyards all because of electoral violence and electoral misunderstanding arising from some of these, you're trying to say, basic errors commissions and institutions. We've seen belligerence, intransigence on the part of the electoral commissioner. The ordinary people, actors, the stakeholders, like the NDC MPP are all critical stakeholders in our electoral enterprise. There have been a series of engagement. They never listen. I know the day electoral commission is run. But the most important question, and the Mr. Ibisa is electoral commission, my electoral commission who can say, Yakoto Abana said, your friend say, you whooping sheeter. Electoral commissioner to me declares a run. There is no law. So, electoral commissioner will boom raso, beer in any man or boom rasono. It's the same arena and consistently, they are trampling on the laws of the land, with impunity. They don't respect anybody because some of these things could have been resolved through an IPAC engagement with the stakeholders. NDC MPP, they are the critical stakeholders or more be at hand. And any other IPAC buy. So whatever it is, you engage these critical stakeholders and explain to them, say, because of A, B, C, D, this is that decision that we've taken as a commission. Monsono, your input, you understand? But you bypass these institutions, then you flout the law with impunity. At the end of the day, do you want people to take you serious? So for me, I think that, you see, we are here because the Electoral Commission is so incompetent and the remnant of Akufo Addo, we begin to ask ourselves, how on earth Kwabena Agyapong as commissioners? Because, come on, Mensa and from day one clearly shows she's an incompetent person. Bossman, Asare, and people are even calling for their head. And for me, I think that, you see, there are thousands of reasons I will be to media general petition for the removal of these jokers parading themselves as easy because continuously, they are not only endangering our democracy, but the young people, our lives are on the line because in the days ahead, they might be taking decisions at another day in Ghana before boom, and we must not sit down and watch some of these things. For instance, voter regions are if that's around a panel, be say, Bantuma Kumase, you're 12 for 4 good years. I do think people have peace in this country. And if these people have declared a tendency to do that nonsense at the place, then the probability that they can replicate same somewhere is high. I think we must begin to call the heads of these jokers and push them out of the Electoral Commission. I am not saying this because government has changed, because these people have displayed incompetence. And for me, that is enough reason. Baby, I'm more declare say young quiet rerun. The question is, abaton na yakoto no pink sheet no hefa. Sa pink sheet no yame mama no mo de command. Again, papa no mo de command. But the Electoral Commission, yamano, all the resources in the country to conduct the election, cannot tell us the whereabouts of pink sheet, which is the essential document. The question is, what is your competence? And it's the same as the Donald Trump situation, and the woman should resign. The Electoral Commission cannot tell us, you pink sheet, and that should be the reason why I'm quiet elections. Who is going to finance it? But
beyond the Electoral Commission, and this MPP position, could take somebody is it the right call?
Oh yes, maybe MPP are definitely that is what I do, because the question is, you act the legal basis for the rerun. You what I say? The legal basis for the rerun, because can court and a more home just to ensure you declare way. So based on what, because you see, other way are very dangerous to the sense that you allow Electoral Commission to do this rerun. Do you know what is going to happen in the future? A constituency a political party be presidential election will win convincingly. Electoral Commission will catch us a pink seat and that area, the whole region may have impact on the offense and the electoral prospect. So some of these things are you magnify it as a reasonable, sensible person to put a perspective on it. And 19 constituencies, or China, a bit the whole region, because ultimately, you have presidential election, Electoral Commission, Asante region, the whole Asante region, pink seat tonight, will you be happy in this country? So I don't know, I am very dangerous. It's the reason why I support this particular court action. But you see, whether it will hold or not, and that is another thing, because almost they are performing a constitutional duty, and a recent ruling some person will stop a constitutional process that is emotional. You need a very reasonable justification to prove that indeed, when the thing is done, it will cause an irreparable damage. So I think we will leave that to the court to decide. But for me, I think that my focus is on the Electoral Commission. JB, you and I, we said they are incompetent bunch of individuals. It has nothing to do with the NDC MPP. These people, they will endanger the prospect of this country. And Omokasakwana West, Bossman Asare, Obiena, Obio Free University, but people thought he was bringing on board some ingenuity and wisdom. Okasa Sebi, you know how I went to see as Okwana school.
Oh, how?
Oh, and I went to several times. NDC MPP are critical.
Yeah, you could even school there to say.
Oh, I said, American to all the concern, but I say, Okasa boom, 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 boom. But this is a person who is supposed to be an intellectual. Okasa Nyansa be him. And sa attitude, you know, and as how much of my attitude, you know, that electoral commission, Kasa boom, 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 Nyansa be him. Or more way, you see, oh, yeah, they will be too for you need to listen. Because electoral commission shows that they were going this ballistic and people started cautioning them, say, here we are today, Gabby. Messing NDC Nanya majority of the seat. And they've decided to let some of the seats go. I'm telling you, sir, Obuase, Techimai, Bobo, Tema West, Lena Sefonum, and even that
is it
Tema West,
Bibi Bright, yes, yes, and for me,
can create North,
Baba Sadiq, yes, and for me, I am very disappointed. The fact that we're winning more seats, you know, doesn't mean that we should let some of these things go because Kwanya electoral commission were already declared election, you know, were illegal, violating laws, but because I've gotten enough seats, Ochena or the Bediu or the Diwa, there will be precedent to make reference to. You understand? So me, we need to be very serious and very frontal. Now you're making sure, say, the electoral commission, you know, or more demonstrating nothing but incompetence. They have demonstrated, said they are insincere. You cannot rely on them, and the state institution cannot be changing position in a space of months. You understand? And for me, that should be the concern. On the side of the MPP, for now, who's the MPP? Boom, electoral commission, electoral. We say, hey, 8 good years. Now, Attorney General who defended the electoral commission both on radio and TV, and you're complaining about the electoral commission for what? That is the insincerity on the part of these individuals. So some of us, our position have always been consistent. Say the Mensa and microphone mugo hono, they have no knowledge about electoral process and then as a form. Aya patapani gidi gidi. And until they adopted those aggressive posture na Okanyans asem chiremo muntie no. Because the people they were dealing with. The NDC MPP, Mark Menu, I said, these people have been part of the electoral process since 1992. You understand? So these are individuals you can just trash their opinion just like that. You are the learner. Where is he also? But you are the one learning the process because these are institutions sitting in. So you collaborate with them. Baby and Nema want just to. Your friends are waiting me peja one and Nema Bekoye, but they acquired 2020 elections. 2024 elections, Dabia Mekase, Ghana force you continues on Bawumia so because 2024 elections, you know, Sunday na ya sorry ya not tension, cookie ukroma say no. Say Bawumia ne dimreka kok jitum say wawea. I'm telling you, say, and can semi besi ukroma na nya de ketwa because na electoral commission emfa your friends say two your friends say figures kura mbomu baby. They were sitting at their office. Your friends are throwing funny justifications. Oko polling station, political party for AKBC, you know, you have no access to figures. What nonsense! But we bought these things in this country. You understand? So for me, I think the time has come. The Chief Justice issue no koda. We should not stop saying Chief Justice issue about we should forget the Electoral Commission. No. Every single state institution that has demonstrated incompetence is the reason why we voted Akufo Addo government out because the guy just decided to staff state institutions with individuals or more some alliances and allegiance to him. For me, this is a time, an opportunity for us to, you know, sanitize these state institutions and ensure state institutions will once again become very effective, reliable, and Ghanaians can go to sleep when we are having an election, but not be putting these jokers in the sensitive position and be fooling around in the name of exercising constitutional duty.
Well, Ivan, innocent, Kyei, you say, Bossman Asare, or Kasati Sobi or call evening school, and Aju school. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, you call Aju school, yeah, that's it.
We side with the NPP. We side with the MPP. And this was your flyer and saying an here. Ubeka say, hey, Kevin Taylor today is siding with the MPP. You support the MPP. MPP for say, eye Ablekuma North. Eye elections na, eye electoral commission say, omoba beyen biom in some constituencies, NPP for say, enya dia, omo support it, omo pene. Court. Now, this is the candidate NPP for Edenebawa Ablekuma. Easy for some rerun. Now, the reason why I support the NPP on this is that the NPP almost every right to say the EC, you know, emfakwem. The EC does not have the right to rerun the elections. In fact, per the laws, no, so can rana. I will say EC, a court in kwa, and a high court in kwa, and a bit to me, a massa directive, no, and a direction say, yanko near EC enko rerunning election. EC in kwa to mean sorry, and free demo mekase. Eye Ghana, Ablekuma North, election organizer, you know. In fact, you have problems binti adiachi in the next 2 days, 10 days, no. Yes, elections, no. I don't agree with the EC. And I support the NPP 100%. I support them because they also took part in the elections. We need to listen to them. And at the end of the day, they have all the right to demand answers. They have all the right to make sure, because to them, they believe it's we need elections, you know. And to the NDC to believe it's almost we need elections, you know. And as we speak now, no, when the MPP say election, no, timuno we need na EC entumi constituencies be say nkotoaba na yesan kind of no ntiase, and I support it because in principle no it is right, because near tia na EC ba parliament be ka kire Ghana for say ablekuma enya de be rerun bia if we say it will go against your democracy. Bossman Asare na better parliament ka kire nti from the EC's own mouth, no, rerun isn't part of the issue. The whole thing that we were waiting for the EC to announce the result. In fact, when the EC came to parliament, Ghana for say they only need police protection. When they get the police protection, they can announce the results. They don't care the intimidation. When say Ghana Police Service and more Musa security now. So I don't know how the EC about said no. Constituencies be omuni MPP ni NDC akasa. MPP for say omuni dinkomo biya. MPP for say how many EC any meeting until they are not going to adhere to those things EC is saying, and that they are going to instruct their lawyers to go to court and challenge the decision of the EC, and I support that 100%. In fact, this is the General Secretary of the NPP, Bumientieno.
If there are 3 outstanding coalitions that are yet to be done, only 2 are found in the 19 polling stations that the Electoral Commission has presented to us. Leaving Glory Land Hotel Odoko 1A. So what we want to ask the Electoral Commission is that when was the collation for Glory Land Hotel Odoko done? That's the question. That's the question to Madam J. Mensa and the commissioners. That we want to find out from you. Where is Glory Land Hotel Odoko 1A? With the polling station code C161205A. Because NDC, MPP, we all know, even the Electoral Commission, your presiding officers, your returning officers, they know that we have not collected the results in that polling station. So how come it is not part of the 19 polling stations? That's why I said, if you want to lie, you'll be exposed.
That's all right, and I support Pentium 2. For the first time, I support the General Secretary of the NPP. Omobusa a simple question, say, Electoral Commission, Glory Land Hotel Odoko, I know that place. Eye 1A. Sa eye police station, coalition mo yen wing. So the NPP, they have all the right to go to court. And nobody can intimidate the NPP and say Adentina Mokoko. They have the right. And from the General Secretary's statement, they have factual, they have questions demanding for their reasonable answers. Because the EC cannot just tell them, say, I adiachi, mo MPP for Monsolimra na yenko eden, na yenko nkotwaba. No, it doesn't work like that. This is a political party, and we hear answers. They also invested in the elections. In fact, they are the second biggest political party in Ghana. They were just in power. Omuji minti no free power. Until we cannot just say free power until the Mensa Electoral Commission will have to just come out with any result and say I rerunning. So I support the General Secretary of the NPP. In fact, our minority leader Kramponu spoke on this matter. This is the minority leader.
Member of this house filed an urgent question, which question compelled the EC to come here. A lot of supplementary questions were asked. The deputy chair, Dr. Bossman, sitting in for his boss, told us that all they need is security to enable them finish the 3 polling stations. I ask a question: what has changed? Mr. Speaker, we should be careful as a democracy how we are managing this democracy. Mr. Speaker, today we have a member in this chamber from Kwabena, because when it was left with some few polling stations, EC relied on tally cards. And then Michael Kwe Jr. on the onye nipa onye Ghanini. Michael Kwe Jr. protested, but he did not protest with violence. He did not carry his constituent to the EC Collation Center. He expressed his disagreement in a civil way. Today, we have our colleague Akurugu in with us because EC used tally cards to complete the collation process. And when it is clear that the EC was on course to complete this process, we are being told today that there's going to be rerun of some constituencies. It is unfair, it is unjust. Is it the case, and I don't want to believe that that is the case, that the recent public comment by some senior politicians is what is compelling EC perhaps to secure their job? They want to succumb to the whims and caprices of certain extremists or certain hardliners. It is not fair. Maybe today this thing is helping some other people. Tomorrow it may be their turn. Mr. Speaker, with all of this said, I would humbly plead with my colleague opposite me to program the EC. We just received Prime Minister Modi talking about our strides in democracy. Let us not wish them away. In the sub-region, many countries wish they were Ghana. They are not Ghana because they took the institutions for granted, and today they are paying dearly for it. Let's not say to ourselves, had I known. EC must come here and brief us why, in spite of their being unequivocal, they have now changed course.
So this is the minority leader, Kasongo 99, Afenyo Makin. Onoswa Kasa. Osia. Dear question the Omontiase. Democracy in practice. Onu Nigerian MPP 88 of Parliament. The EC and NCHA. Aya then I will organize elections. Now some places to crown power you expect to say ube to me de wankasa unko for kwa kinkain. Aya de abano de obi enya ye no. Sebi o nkrata bi so kra na otrochro de be kire Ghana for abra adanse krampo ni wo say sa numbers na o de kire Ghana for ne MPP for ne NDC for no sebi o enkire say ekokrata mu okasa no say Ghana fa hudie no ehia enti eni say sebi o mu MPP for omo kasa say nyoma nkoye a e wo say agye oma no si bone na sebi o mo te Ghana no isi no eba parliament be ka kire o mo say eye abana sebe yeto no eye ablekuma north no abane de omo hia police protection pe na o mabobo aba no eye den na de kyen ya sebio isi asa betena ho ka se eye aba no e o se asa akoto no foforo e wo sebio impeso bi so now o kasa no o si eye afenyo makene kasa no o si eye electoral commission for ana nipa bi insem bi o mo ka se omodwuma omoye no enso eni no e wo se esesa omo no eno na ahye omosoma ende omutu anamon we ana on a normal day anka ensema MPP ka general secretary ne ka afenyo maken ka on a normal day anka a normal people speak na anka betiasie. But when the same animals, the same fools, some kwasiafu from MPP4, when these same people at the end of the day decided to protect an electoral commission or electoral commissioner who wasn't consistent in her delivery or in their delivery, these same animals, they defended Mensa. Now, say Asare Nketia Betena TV so ka say the electoral commission leadership, they need to be sacked. Kwasiabe ne betima ka Asare Nketia wasn't speaking the truth. Afenyomakin and the general secretary of the MPP, they were justifying what Asare Nketia said last week, that the EC is not consistent. The EC cannot do its job. The EC cannot be trusted. Asare Nketia make a statement, otchere Ghana for the reason why he believes, as an individual and the chairman of the NPP, NDC, they should sack the EC bosses. If we say the EC bosses who are not consistent, are dangerous to our democracy. This is the same electoral commissioner. Election 2020, or my results, bear 7. The same electoral commission, led by Bossman, led by Mensa, and that TWEP, that is part of them. This is the same electoral commissioner. Omoba Parliament, say they are going to announce the results. They need the IGP to just give them men. This is an electoral commission leadership who are liars, who are thieves. I support the MPP. They are justifying the reason why we don't need Mensa and Bossman Asare at the electoral commission. I support the MPP for every single thing they have said. It shows clearly say the EC they lie. It shows clearly say the EC cannot be trusted. It shows clearly say the EC is not consistent. It shows clearly say there is some deficiency in the leadership of the Electoral Commission. The NPP, as the biggest opposition, they have raised red flag about the competence of Mensa and her subordinates. I am not the one saying. In fact, the NPP today, they have basically confirmed Asare Nketia say we need to sack the electoral commissioner. We need to sack the electoral commissioner and her deputies, because if we don't, the next elections, they will bring this country down. We were waiting for a political party to come out and confirm what Asare Nketia said. We were waiting for a political party to come out and tell the world to say Mensa is a liar. Bossman is a liar. Whatever they came to say in parliament was a lie. And today, the MPP, they have justified that. They have made Ghanaians know, say, Mensa needs to go. Bossman needs to go. The other executives of more electoral commission, they need to be sacked, because we can't have an electoral commission that comes to parliament to lie to parliament. We can't have an electoral commissioner who comes to parliament and lies to parliament and goes out there to do a different thing. In fact, the law says that if you want to rerun an election, it is only the court that can give you that permission to do that. The Electoral Commission is breaking the law. So why is the Electoral Commission saying that we have to go and do a rerun when they know, say, so the NPP is right. MPP for the Omokan, and then it is right. Mensa and the Electoral Commission are wrong. We need to make sure we get rid of them. We need to sack them. The NPP, because I don't believe, I don't think, Afenyomakin tomorrow will come and tell me, upon all the things he's telling me, upon all the things the General Secretary of the NPP, they are telling Ghanaians, they will suggest that the EC boss and his deputies should continue, because they have already told us that they are incompetent. The NPP, they have told us that what Asare Nketia was saying, that they were criticizing, they now know that Asare Nketia is a prophet. It's a slim mosquito who is a prophet. And that the slim prophet, his words have come to pass. So the NPP today, yes in our politics. Now NPP for otchere Judas no. First Asare Nketia ka so on kre. Asare Nketia na Yesu ama. Asare Nketia hu hwe do akoka. And omwanga so mo Judas no na aba be ka kire say Omo Jumadia is needy. Sa Jumadi no mudino and for kwem. Na say MPP are the biggest opposition party in Ghana. Catcher say Mensa and Bossman are liars and that they don't speak truth. They came to even lie to parliament and that they want to abuse their officer. Why should we as Ghanaians entertain Mensa, Bossman at the EC? Actually, Jimmy. So this is a vote of no confidence. They are basically telling Ghana for say the EC cannot be trusted. We need to sack the EC. Today, as some are saying, the NPP as a political party, they have confirmed it. So nobody should go sit on any TV or radio because the two political parties, technically, they have confirmed that they cannot work with the EC boss and head deputies. So why are we keeping Jane Mensa in office? Why haven't we petitioned the president to make sure Jane Mensa is sacked from the office? The NPP have told us Jane Mensa and Bossman are liars. That is why the minority leader Kasongo is telling them to come back again to parliament to tell us because they don't believe what they said in the first place. We cannot live with an EC that is full of liars, thieves, inconsistent braggarts. We cannot allow such fools to be leading our elections. Today, the NPP, they have confirmed that the EC has been lying to us. And an entity like the EC, we cannot allow liars to lead it. Jane Mensa, Bossman, and the rest of the leadership of the EC, today we all have to come together and make sure they are kicked out. I am not the one saying, the NPP are the ones saying it. Tomorrow, I don't want any foolish NPP person to come and sit on TV and say, Jane Mensa has done nothing. Because the party has come out today to have a press conference to tell us that Jane Mensa is a liar. I didn't say it. This is the NPP.
Ran the election in 19 polling stations. The EC gave the following justification. I quote, the commission arrived at the decision to rerun the election in the underlisted polling stations because the 19 scanned polling station results used for the collation, though approved by agents of both political parties, were not verified by the presiding officers responsible for those polling stations, unquote. Ladies and gentlemen, let it be on record that at the meeting with the Electoral Commission on 1st July, our representatives, the persons of Evans Nimakun, our Director of Research and Elections, and Ebenezer Nati, Honorable Ebenezer Nati, former Member of Parliament for Abdulkuma Central, representing our party, vehemently opposed the position of the Electoral Commission. So it cannot be that after extensive discussion, the EC painting the picture as if the parties there agreed to their roadmap. We ran the election in 19 polling stations. The EC
so
gave the
MPP for otchere, EC for Nkanokre. Bossman is a liar. Jane Mensa is a liar. They cannot trust them. The NDC too have told us the EC is inconsistent. We cannot trust them. They cannot organize any effective elections. So what are we doing now? They need to go. They need to be sacked. We need to get rid of them and get some competent people to lead the Electoral Commission. The NPP today are telling us, are confirming what Asante Bediatuo said, that the Electoral Commissioners are criminals. They are liars. Today, Aremeyaw Anas is demanding that Bossman Asare, who came to just speak on the Ablekuma North election results, lie to them. He is telling us that Bossman needs to come back and explain himself because the last time Bossman came to Parliament, he lied. The NPP are in support of Asante Bediatuo. NPP 4 almost supported Asante Bediatuo's statement. Said, EC boss and deputies and we all support the NPP and Asante Bediatuo. So right now, the conversation basically has ended. The EC bosses, Jane Mensa, Bossman, and the leadership. NPP say you are liars. NDC say you are liars. NPP say you are inconsistent. NDC say you are inconsistent. NPP for say the coalition, you did not even follow due process. The NDC are saying same. NPP doesn't trust you. NDC doesn't also trust you. We cannot trust you as Ghanaians. And we will not allow anybody from the NPP or NDC to lie to us that you people are competent enough to stay in that office. The EC leadership, they have to go. The NPP today, they have confirmed what Asante Bediatuo said. They support Asante Bediatuo's decision. They support Asante Bediatuo's observation. We also support the decision from the NPP. Jane Mensa, Bossman Asare, it is finished. They need to be sacked.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.